Ken Coleman. I'm Ken Coleman, and welcome to Smartphone Sketches, episode 9. And in last night's episode, I was doing the orange football for a lot for the Syracuse Orange going into the Pinstripe Bowl, and unfortunately, they lost this afternoon. So, congrats to Minnesota. So, I was just thinking of what to draw tonight, and I'm excited for the fan art Fridays coming up. Trying to think of what to draw tonight, I was like, oh, okay, let's do Gophers. And in a way, they remind me of these groundhog-like critters who would show up outside the dorms. Literal animals, not just college students, who would show up outside the dorm complexes up at Q's. And so, after doing a few little research, Google searches, let's start working on this. All right, I'm going to move the controls over there, and that way I'm also keeping track of the time. And so just to conserve time a little bit, not going to draw the whole gopher, but enough of the top half. It should be enough to make it definitively gopher. Let's... I'll make the paws going out. Now I'm noticing that they have little tiny ears. Little tiny ears, almost like seals. And I'm not sure if that's to keep all the dirt and stuff from getting inside. Oh, now I start rendering. And the colors are going to be mostly in what I'm guessing are the closest terms for the Minnesota colors. So like a maroonish red and gold. So how is everyone tonight? We're in real time, we're approaching New Year's. Not sure when each of you viewers would be watching this, but it's the 29th in 2023. I'm all ready to say the new year. It's the 29th of December, 2022. And I am almost done my regular work week. Can't wait. We're just going to lighten that a little bit. And we're also going to add a little bit of dirt around the gopher so that he isn't just coming up out of nothing. In my opinion, they look a little bit cute, but I imagine that in places where there's a gopher problem, they might lose that appeal. And over here, I also have that affinity for chipmunks. And the chipmunks tend to piss off a lot of people. Gophers, I imagine, leave a lot bigger holes. So the gophers, other than their big long claws, a lot of their visual identity is these big, huge eyes that looked almost on the sides of their head, and their teeth, and their whiskers. So I'm going to try focusing in on those particular features as this sketch becomes more and more defined. I might have already stated this earlier in the sketch. The eyes almost look like they're on the sides of the head. In fact, that might be so. I'm not 100% sure. That is how it appears. And so while this is going to be a little cartoony, there's also going to be a respect for the real life physiology of the gopher. And that will be the nose. And the muzzle. belly. All right. Oh, come on. So, a few people watching at home, what do you think of this video series so far? I'd love to hear your feedback. I'm making this more enjoyable, fascinating content. I grew up watching Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and absolutely love the video segments, which would show the creation of different consumer products. So especially for people who buy my prints through online sellers, I'm thinking that these videos might be something of interest for them. Some of my pieces, like landscapes, it would take forever to watch the creation of them on these videos. These little tiny sketches, they're easier to digest, let's say. All right, we're closing in on 15 minutes, on 13 minutes right now. We're gonna move this along. Add in some white. Let's do that muzzle again. So we'll do the teeth. And just work the rest of that little face and around the teeth. And we'll line it further. Such as in the case of many of you, I think that my first introduction to gophers was in the cartoon form, like with the many adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Now, the gopher was gray, voiced by the same actor who played the beaver in Lady and the Tramp. And he had that similar speech impediment because of those big, huge teeth. So I'm just going to to add a little bit of dimension. That eye is too far off to the side. There we go. Trying to make the gopher look more friendly than menacing. Making the eyes more round and cartoony. Almost like a Pokemon. All right. Okay, so let's see if I can quickly add some gold accents and then finish it off with the line work. Taking a look at the top, at the color square at the top. Trying to get the best idea of what color matches the Minnesota uniforms. A little bit of gold there. Gold. Let's give it a little bit of a gold finish. Erase a little bit. Clean this up. All right. I like where this is going. So lastly, just going with this theme, this color scheme, let's do the closing line work in that same dark brownish red that I use for the eyes. All right. Paw. Other paw. I tell you, some nights I'm just sitting around trying to think of what to draw. And it's a great form of exercise for a creative. Taking away those inhibitions and hang-ups of, okay, brain fart, brain fart, brain fart. And sometimes that brain fart is what you go with. All right. So I'll just sign this right here. And that's my gopher for tonight. So if you want to see if you want to buy prints of the gopher, the link to the Redbubble shop will be down below in the description. Please give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to receive more of this content. And thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Bye. And now I just have to turn off this record.